Airlock After Dark number 17. I remembered to check the number this time. Super excited about it. We have got Connor Jaschen here, going to show us some awesome things. But if it's your first time here, welcome. We have, just so you know, this whole event set up, sponsored by Old Greg Brewing. There is free beer and also free Element if you're under 21 in the corner over there, so help yourselves. We'll get a little instruction. We'll do a little rolling. It's going to be a good time. Very excited to have Connor here. We watched him get his black belt at the Eclipse recently at Tempe ATX. Very exciting day. So he kills me every time I go to Austin. I think he kills everyone every time anyone goes to Austin. Connor, take it away. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, brother. So a thing about my jiu-jitsu, my goal is always two things. One is to look really, really cool, and the second one is to make the other guy feel really, really dumb. The move I want to show today is the Kiss of the Dragon. The name of the move's sick, right? But on top of that, if you do it correctly as well, it kind of accomplishes those other two things, right? So I actually use this move as a little bit of, like in boxing, you know, you have your jab and everything comes off of the jab. You create patterns with the jab so that they react, and then you do something else. And I use Kiss of the Dragon very similarly. It's one of the moves that, it's an inversion, it looks great. High-level guys probably won't let you do it, but the reaction they give you is something that I really like to play into. But right off the bat, we just need to create a good Kiss of the Dragon, which it's gonna look super complicated. I promise it's not. It all starts from this reverse De La Riva situation. That's my, I'll call it like, I'm wrapping around the inside leg rather than using like my outside leg and maybe what's a normal De La Riva. This is more of a gi position. This is kind of the version of De La Riva that you'll often see used more predominantly in no-gi, right? The nice things about this, one, he can't extract very well. If you have a cagey top man and he tries and pulls his leg back, I'm dragged on there, right? He can't get away. On top of that, it gives you a really good push-pull. What I've learned is called a kazushi, which I did not know that was the name of it until one of my coaches started screaming, Connor, kazushi, kazushi. He did that for about 3 or 4 minutes in a 6-minute match until I finally looked at him. I said, hey, I speak English. What does that mean? And he said, it's push-pull. And I'm like, that's so much simpler. But we use kazushi because it makes us sound elevated, right? But this kazushi is just straightening our leg, pulling our leg in, right? This allows us to control the distance that our partner puts on us. If he's putting too much pressure in on us, I can just push him back, right? While maintaining my grip around the ankle, right? So all this is we're kind of sitting on their foot with our hip. Our leg is going in between theirs, and then it's wrapping around. You'll notice this hook that I have on the outside of his thigh, right? This is giving me the control. And then our right hand just coming in, grabbing the back of his ankle. My floating left foot doesn't really have a job except to sit on his hip. This is gonna give me the kind of that ability to push-pull, right? So to start Kiss the Dragon, all we really need to do you mind turning this way a little bit? All we really need to do is create a push-pull on the kazushi, and on the pull, that's when our motion is gonna start. I give a push, I give a pull. As he comes in, I'm releasing my grip on the back of the ankle, and then under-scooping, right? You're gonna see this is gonna like create a lot of dynamic movement, which is gonna start our inversion underneath him, right? So I push, I pull. Whenever he's pulled in closer, I let go of the grip, I scoop underneath, and I'm now taking my left hand and searching for the far leg. Now, a lot of you guys are gonna wanna grab the outside or here or whatever. What I want you guys to do is try and shoot it in between and through rather than grabbing hold of it, okay? It's not gonna feel very intuitive at first, but it is the simpler way of doing it, right? So I come under, I scoop, I'm curling my body towards his ankle. That's where we're getting half of our inversion. The other half is my free arm coming under and just scooping the rest of the way. You know, in this kind of position. Now, from here, you're kind of staring at your partner's butt. If you're coming out the backside, you know you're doing a good job. From here, we just need to finish our Kiss the Dragon, right? One way, you can just kind of do what I did. You can squirm forward. When you're hitting this, you're probably gonna have a lot of momentum, so you can hit it quick. Go back to reset. If you're doing it with more of a live feel, it'll go here and here, boom. gonna be a very quick kind of situation. Now we just get to our crab ride. All that means is my left hand is staying tucked here. Both of my legs are kind of wrapped around this same leg that I started the attack. I'm gonna transfer my left leg to his left leg, and I'm just gonna pummel this right leg around. So now I'm just in a crab ride, right? From here, there's a few ways to finish. If you really wanna look cool, right? That's the goal here, we're just here to look cool. I'm going to grab onto his waist. I'm going to begin slowly kicking out with my legs behind his and sitting him into my lap, right? That's all we're trying to do. Now that may look really cool, but really it's just been a few things that I've done. We kazushi, we push, we pull, I cup under, I'm switching, threading my arm through, transferring legs into a crab ride, sitting him down. In full speed, it'll look something like this. Boom. And we got the back. And then we do whatever we want from here because we're dominant jiu-jitsu players, and once we have the back, we finish, right? Cool, any questions on that immediately? I'll go over it one more time, but if there's any details that are seeming sketchy, I can cover. No? All right, one more time. We get a reverse de la Hiva. I'm wrapped around. I'm getting a good control. I got the ankle grip. I'm giving him a push-pull. On the pull, I'm scooping underneath. I'm curling my body. I'm shooting my arm through the far side, and I'm coming out the back door. Now I'm transferring one leg to the other, pummeling through, sitting down and keeping care of our partner. Thing I want to point out to you guys, don't let your elbows catch and his body weight come in. I've done that before. It'll hurt your wrists. It's not fun. You'll want to sit out for the next 5 minutes. But other than that, all good. All right, on 2, 1, 2. If someone needs a partner, feel free to grab in, but. Boom. Almost like you've done this before.
Sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Not my go-to thing, but it is, you're right, it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it looks good. Looking good. Yeah.
It's a work of art.
Do it 1,000 times and it'll be beautiful.
Work of art, for sure. All right, bro, give it a shot.
Cool. Uh-oh. I can already tell by the reverse de la Hiva he's got this in the bag. Easy peasy. Dude, someone put a stripe on his belt, man. Yeah, dude, that was nice. Show us what you got, coach, dude. Boom. Hell yeah. Feeling good over here, guys? So-so? Okay. Yeah. Both of them inside, yeah.
You're so tall. Like a shorter for it?
So that's totally fine. If you have a problem with that finish, you had all the other steps. Can I use you real quick? I come in here. One, so for reference, the spin will be a little bit easier if you can get her to step forward, right? The closer her leg is to me, the easier this reach is. If she has a very staggered stance, like take a step back, this is gonna be difficult to do, right? But that's why the kazushi, this push-pull, is really important. I give a push, and when I pull back in, it's a much simpler inversion that way. But when I come under, if I get all the way here, and her waist is too far away and it's kind of difficult, instead I can just grab ankles, I can push forward, and I can start taking the back this way. Come up on top. Sorry, I didn't mean to not warn you there. But that may be an easier one. If you're reaching up and you're not able to grab it, grab ankles, kind of do like a dummy sweep situation, if that makes sense. I try not to fall on the wood, by the way. No. Yeah, and then the last thing I would say there is focusing on getting a really good De La Riva grip before you start this move. Can I borrow you one more time? Just for reference, it feels like you're starting maybe like here-ish, but you'll notice my foot's floating and it's not very controlled. I kind of almost have like just a quarter guard here. Instead, I'm wrapping the top of my foot around the outside of her thigh. And this is creating like a very dynamic control where I've almost created like something to wrap around every part of her leg, but just with one of mine. Yeah. So like rather than floating here or here, and when you're doing the inversion, you are turning essentially into this, but you're doing that kind of mid-inversion rather than just before. But it looks good. You got all the steps. How are you guys feeling over here? Good? Show us what you got. With the glasses is crazy, I'm gonna say. That's fair, that's fair. Good stuff, yeah. So I was kind of noticing it the same thing with her. You're reaching very far on that inversion. That may just mean a stronger pull part of that push-pull. We'll get her to step a little bit closer, and then her leg's gonna be right there where you won't even have to reach at all. It was good. Looking good. Feel comfortable?
You're pretty smooth with it.
Hell yeah. Show us what you got. Like a champion. Hell yeah.
It's good for any kind of
Cool.
takedowns like that.
They've already got it in the bag. Easy technique. Looks cool. Makes the other guy feel dumb. That's what we're all about here. Yeah, we're gonna have to make it a little bit harder. So grab like this scoop. Yeah, exactly. Can I stop you here real quick? So my suggestion is to have the top of her foot on the side of your leg, if that makes sense, on the side of this leg. So you kind of almost want to be sitting on her foot, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, perfect, right there. And now you're just hooking this way, not this way. Perfect. Yeah?
You said dive through, right?
So you're first scooping here. Yeah. Scooping under, not this way, but you're just scooping like forearm and almost like a bicep curl. Yeah.
This is my original grip, right? Over? Like first
Your original grip should be here. Boom. And so rather than thinking about gripping it with your hand, you're just sticking it through on this side. It's okay. Boom. And you want to like curl in this way. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, essentially. Crab ride, boom. Grab hips. Don't spill the coffee, that's the main thing. No, it looks very good. it looks good. I think the thing that I would focus on is, again, a very strong De La Riva. So if you,
yeah, you did so great with it.
boom. See how it's on the outside here? You were maybe floating a little bit just here and like kind of in the ether. Yeah. And now, yeah, now grab the back of the ankle and now give me a push-pull. Now pull. Yeah.
And then you're switching to here.
I'm switching just here.
There.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay, cool.
But see how that push-pull made me step forward?
Yeah.
And now it was just right there for you. You didn't have to do a bunch of reaching, didn't have to do a bunch of that stuff.
Thank you. I know.
Cool, all right, y'all, do you want to bring it in real quick?
Yes, sir. Those details.
Hell yeah. Did we have any major questions, this doesn't work, Connor, you're an idiot, what are you doing? No? Super cool, that's what I like to hear. Anything else? Someone want to compliment me? I feel stupid, I love that. That's what we're after here. Look cool, make the other guy feel stupid. Unfortunately, this move is relatively simple to stop. Not to beat necessarily, but to stop the momentum of someone inverting under you. But that's okay because we have a lot of good reactions off of it, so it's getting us deeper into our game, right? Now, if, for example, he's standing up, right? One thing that this becomes a problem for me is I can't really reach upper body attacks. It's difficult, right? So I see this as a solution. It's going to force him lower to me so I can initiate my upper body attacks rather than trying to play leg lock games. Because I like my ankles intact, right? I've had them exploded before. I'm not trying to leg lock this guy. I want to do some upper body stuff. And to do that, we're going into our reverse de la Hiva. We're going into our kiss the dragon. And watch how simple it is for him to stop me. I come under, boom. All he's done is cupped under. But now I can no longer invert. He's stopping all my momentum just by placing an arm there, which kind of sucks for me, right? I had this super cool move and he's ruining all my fun. How am I going to look cool now? Well, there's a simple answer, and that's by making sure we're now targeting this new arm that's entered the fray, right? There's a few ways to do it. How I like to do it is starting out by making sure that I'm transferring this leg into a butterfly when the time comes, and I'm capping the top of his head, right? So we give a push-pull. I set up everything beautifully. I'm about to look so sick, highlight reel. He stops, it ruins my fun. I'm taking my left hand, I'm securing down so he can't just rip back up whenever I go for what I'm doing, right? If he notices I'm up to some tricky stuff, he's gonna start pulling up, and I just wanna, it doesn't really matter what kind of grip you get. If you really wanna be secure with it, you can grab this like meat hook at the back of this muscle. I don't know what this muscle's called, but this one, the lat, I'm being told. And you can just get a hook there. That's totally fine. Now, we're looking to do a few things. Let's turn this way so they can see what's going on this side. Boom, right? So I've tried it. He shut down my inversion. I'm hooking behind the head. And now I'm looking to take this foot and I'm just gonna weave it in to like a butterfly, right? So now I have what's essentially like a butter half situation. The top of my left leg that was kind of free floating out here is now on the inside of his thigh, right? As I do this, boom, I sink in. I've hooked him down so he can't just pull out. Now I'm taking this hand, you guys see me waving hi to you back there? Extracting and pulling out to attack this arm. I'm just shooting it up. You should go this way a little bit. Boom. All I'm doing is I've let go from where it was down here. I'm shooting it up and under, right? From here, we want to spread our partner out. We want to make sure that he is not crowding us with all his weight and all his strength. But the nice thing is, we've already given ourselves a butterfly hook, which is going to make that simple. I oftentimes will do this while also trying to get this foot through, you'll see, but it's not necessarily like, it's not a must, right? I can do it with my leg having not moved, right? But regardless, ideally, I've created enough space to get my foot through, and now I'm just gonna sit up. Notice I'm far to my right side hip. I'm gonna sit up and push him away. Now his body weight is off of me, and I'm attacking an elbow. I'm already in a dangerous armbar position. He can neither rotate by standing up and moving either side. He doesn't have a lot of options. And I can just take my right hand and I can start putting it to my pocket. And I've really destroyed his posture here. Now I watched some of your guys' other Airlock Thursday night sessions. If you were here for Joey's, Joey loves a choy bar. So that's like the most basic, and I don't say basic in a mean way, that's like go-to, right? You've got him broken down in this perfect posture. You got his weight off of you. You're in this deep arm bar. You could finish here. If you have your foot free, just throw it over, rotate, choy bar the shit out of this guy. And again, we're gonna look cool and they're gonna feel stupid. So we've already accomplished what we came here to do. Just to run it back real quick, we're starting with reverse de la Hiva against a standing opponent. We give a good push-pull. Make sure we're starting out with our good de la Hiva. Don't try and do this move just floating here. It's not gonna be nearly as strong, no matter how good you are. And a good de la Riva just means the top of the foot. I don't even have that great of one, but the top of the foot on the outside of the thigh. Push, pull, boom, boom, and he comes back in, scooping under. He stops it. I cap behind the head. I move the floating leg inside for a butterfly. I release and shoot my arm back through. I'm replacing this leg onto his hip. This is like, if anyone plays like X guard, this is just an X guard grip. But instead of with the far leg, which, stand up real quick. This is usually like X guard, right here. All I'm doing is the same position, but with his arm. Boom. And then I'm going to sit up as I push him away. And we got whatever we want from here. Chili bar the hell out of him. Cool? All right. One more time for you, just so you know it looks a little bit faster without me talking all the goddamn time. I push, I pull. And we break. Any questions on that? No? Cool. 1, 2, 1, 2. Top man, come down and hook under the head. It's gonna be with this other arm, yeah. Yeah, so for example, top man, look at me here. Whenever she's trying to do it, like you're kind of cupping behind the head this way, because that's gonna be the easiest way to stop her from getting up underneath you. Yeah. 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 So I really like on these to think about less, like a shoulder crunch is often very, very high on the arm. So if we're here, oftentimes people will go like deep this way. I personally like to be out a little bit further. Can you feel the tension already?
Yep.
And
so
this
you
will
come more to the wrist.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrist to neck.
So if I'm here, I will start maybe near the shoulder, but as I push you away, I'm just coming down onto the elbow. And now you kind of have to give this posture break because otherwise the arm snaps.
So you're going more like straight arm bar.
Exactly.
And so you wrap that up. Yeah.
It should feel like a straight arm bar until their weight's completely off of you. And then you can still straight arm bar them, but that's when you go for your choi bar thing.
Okay, cool.
Make sense? Yep, right onto the butterfly. So can we reset the position real quick? It's okay. Start from the top for me real quick. Boom, boom, give me the inversion. Love it, cupping up underneath. Perfect, perfect. So our left leg first, we're searching for the butterfly. I'm sorry. The butterfly is just the top of your foot sitting on the bottom of her thigh. Yeah, creates a little scoop. Now we're gonna bring this knee right here to our chest. All the way to your chest, yeah. And now you can just take the foot and put it in this pocket. Yeah. So you're gonna have a little bit of a control over her whole leg. And now this, sorry, I don't know where the arm is. It's under there somewhere, yeah. Bring it through this hole. Boom. We're going to let go of the head here, and we want to support this hand. So really it's like you got both of them wrapped up. You can just get rid of the head by going over. Yeah, perfect. Now we're just gonna sit up as we push her hips away and hold on to the arm. Yeah, we wanna keep that, exactly. We wanna keep this up there, boom. And we're gonna just create a little bit of pressure on that arm. How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
10 classes.
It's okay. This is a little bit of a complicated one, so I don't want to overwhelm you here. Can I borrow you one time real quick? Boom. I come under. Boom. I think for the sake of what to focus on, two things. One, this transfer happening maybe a little bit earlier. You can see my foot's like kind of already in position to slide under. And this is what my butterfly is, what I'm referring to. So I probably should have gone over that. I apologize if I was just speaking over your head. But this is kind of where I'm gonna be. The cupping the back of the head is like a temporary thing. It is not like a position you need to secure necessarily. It's mostly so when I get here, she doesn't burst up and then I lose the arm or whatever, right? But as soon as I'm under, and I can do it from here. If this part right here is feeling a little bit too confusing, you can just keep this foot where it is. Now, if I extend my leg, see how everything is still where it was? I have this kind of cupped on the shoulder and I can create a lot of downward pressure with my bicep. And from there, if you're 10 classes in, feel free to just get a tap here. Just squeeze a little bit and she'll let you know when you're at a breaking point. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Really good. I like this one, dude.
Yeah?
I haven't done this follow. It's super sick.
Cool, man. Cool.
Medium, okay.
Medium okay, we take medium okay.
But my question for you is, once you have that X guard, I feel like, can I do it real quick? And then I'm coming here, and I'm getting this position okay. But then I feel like I'm really struggling to turn to that side.
Okay.
Are you like lifting first and pushing?
Yeah. I'm doing like I'm going here and then I'm extending.
Just straight out?
Yeah.
Like up and out?
Oh, see that.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm on this hip, you know what I mean? I guess, are you just rolling out?
Yeah, essentially. And it can happen almost all at once. Can I let you feel it here? Boom, he comes under. Let's say we've gotten here. I want to think of it like almost in a diagonal. And as I'm doing it, sit up real quick. I'm rotating, not only am I pushing and sitting up, but I'm rotating and like buckling myself in, if that makes sense. So as I go, boom. Oh yeah. I'm like all at once, ideally rolling this way. Go back, because that looked really ugly. I apologize, you two. But as I'm going, I think ideally lifting his feet off the mat and then dragging myself along where his weight's taking him backward. I'm just like letting him carry me with this. Yep. Boom. If that makes sense.
And you have a lighter upper body control.
Yeah, the upper body should be really simple at this point. And if it's not, and if you land like this way for whatever reason, you can start putting like this elbow crunch pressure down and you see where his upper body starts going because he has to do that to get the pressure off. And then you can start coming back up, playing whatever you want.
That all makes sense.
Cool.
And even that spot right there with the X on the other, I'm stuck. It's not easy to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think sometimes the problem with that is you don't always have great finishing pressure if they are able to push back into you and like make it just an arm crunch. Yeah, so you kind of like, you have to do a secondary thing, but unless they're able to do that, if you can keep them extended, kind of game over. How are we feeling, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. If, and this is something I was telling them, I think sometimes the trick for this move is getting them to give up the posture, right? In the sense of they may be trying to stay up, whatever, but it kind of works by breaking their shoulders below maybe where their hip line is. Easiest way of doing that is as you get the shoulder crunch, can I borrow you real quick? Just come into like where imagine I've done a really cool move to get to this point, right? And I'm trying to sit up. As I pressure upward and I'm taking my right hand and I'm almost like buckling myself in, I'm also feeling very comfortable already creating straight armbar pressure. So if I get all the way up here and I can't turn for whatever reason, I can just create short armbar pressure, and now he has to give up the posture war or else I'm gonna break his arm, right? So he starts already turning, and now I can do whatever I want, the rest of it comes easy. But if it's feeling like awkward, just remember that you always have the threat there, and that kind of like, oh, I can just put a little bit of pressure down will win you the posture battle 9 times out of 10. Does the whole thing kind of make sense? Yeah. Cool.
You got more you want to show, or you want to bring them in and do a little
I can bring him in. Yeah.
It's up to you. We can get them rolling or.
Yeah, I think getting rolling's good. I got some stuff I can show, but I can also, I talked to some of the like, 10th day class. Like,
Save it for next time.
yeah, 100%.
Back out.
Cool,
Well, let them drill whatever you want. I was just checking.
cool. Yeah. No, I don't want to show no more. I think this is good. How are we feeling, guys? Except for the finish. Yeah, the finish is, I don't want to, so I'm not going to go over like full Choi bar stuff, but once you're that deep in, even if the Choi bar doesn't really make sense, you can always just lift your hips and put your hips behind the elbow again, and then it's just a belly down arm bar, if that makes sense.
That's a good point. And then
How's it feel, guys? Good. Does the secondary kind of move make sense off of it?
I love it. I love it. Will you watch me do a full one?
100%.
See if you can, tweak anything?
Tell me, show me. Boom. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So the only thing I would say is to keep her from falling backwards, which if she falls backwards, really not that big of a deal. You're doing everything you want. But as I'm doing it oftentimes, do you mind if I use you? Come in here. Boom. So if I'm here, oftentimes I like to think about rotating my body to be facing the other way. Easiest way is to think of like this arm is like I'm taking it, like buckling myself into like a car seat. So if I'm here and she's like already kind of cheating backwards, she wants to go, this roll this way forces her posture down and allows this kind of kick out to be maybe a little bit more effective. So if you feel like you're losing her backwards and you're like kind of here, you may just need to get under more and then turn your fist like you're punching the mat downward. And that'll, it's almost like Kimura pressure in this like we're rotating the shoulder over, but you can do it while maintaining like this straight arm bar. You feel that pressure on the elbow. Yeah. So that may help you if they're cheating backwards.
Working that angle more for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go over Choi bar. I kind of was just like, Joey showed it. Do what Joey
It's getting
said.
so trendy, and
Yeah.
I haven't really worked it much. And
Yeah.
I missed the other guys. Whoever you mentioned, I missed his thing.
Yeah. You'll have to bring Lauren Sears in here if she hasn't already been here. She's the Choi bar master.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
it's my arm, but it's not finished.
When you're cupping your opponent's head rather than going this way, you may find yourself given a little bit more room if you just like a hug rather than a press down, if that makes sense. Cool. You guys want to bring it in real quick? Awesome. All right, time to insult me or tell me I don't know what I'm doing. That's totally okay. I'll accept it. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you guys. But that is kind of like what I do as a 1-2. We're setting everything up with our jab. We're operating off that. There's a billion other things you can do. There's sweeps I like off it, whatever. But just as like a kind of a first touch point, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, something you can incorporate into your game. Any questions? And if not, thank you guys for having me.
Get a hand for Connor. Would you have a seat with me?
Yeah.
All right. We'd like to do this, ask some questions and get a little inspo from our guests. So first off, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu for?
Yeah, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 7 or 8 years. It's kind of been sporadic in like what you consider me training, but I wrestled for 8 years on top of that. So I've been on the mat since 5th grade or so, yeah.
Wow, phenomenal. I'm always trying to keep our kids in the game. What worked for you? What kept you doing it? Maybe you got a tip for me.
I think early on I was very, very small. So it was the fear of being beat up, truly, was the thing, and wanting to keep up. I think the fact that it's a sport that has weight classes just kind of speaks to smaller guys that want to compete, or smaller people in general that want to compete. But the footballs and the everything else kind of maybe exclude them for physicality alone. But I think the nice thing that was done was everything was kept very fun. My wrestling coaches had a lot of games that not only did they allow you to train those fundamentals of wrestling, but they were games at the end of the day, so it wasn't as wrestling can be a thing that breaks you down a little bit and like kind of wears at you. So finding ways just to, keep the training up, but also make sure that it's a fun environment to keep coming back to, I think is just a big one.
So after doing this all for so long, what keeps you coming back now? Like hitting the gym every single day, getting after it. Is it just something you have to do now, or it's like part of you, or are you still inspired by it?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a part of me for sure. I think I have to keep my body moving, and when I've tried other kinds of working out, like I kind of joke, like I need someone assaulting me to encourage me to keep working out, and if I'm like in a room with weight racks or whatever, I'm just kind of like too ADD and bored with it. So this helps me do it, and it also gives you like I don't know, it feels, you get the physical touch out of it. I get to hug my friends, you know what I mean? Like it makes me feel like a kid again, You're sitting around and wrestling with your friends in the yard, and we get to do it again. So sick.
I couldn't agree more. I love all those things about it. One thing I ask all our guests: if you could fight anybody, anywhere. This could be a real person or fictional or alive or dead, historical.
If I could fight them?
You could fight them. Who would you be fighting? What submission would you be looking for?
Oh, man. Anyone. Man, that's hard. If I could fight anyone, I think I would go, someone easy, because I don't want to lose, and someone easily hateable as well, because I want to be popular afterwards. I think I'm fucking.
honest that
I think I'm fucking Epstein up, dude. I think I'm gonna fuck Epstein up very publicly right now.
And the stream just got pulled. You said the word.
The one word.
That's the word right now. Okay.
Yeah.
What
I think that's
submission?
topical when I'm smoking him.
What submission are you looking for?
Anything I want. Yeah, I think I would bully him for a while, and then I got a Jason lock. I named it after him because I hit Jason with it all the time. Pro tip: don't name a move after yourself. Name a move after your favorite victim. It's way funnier that way.
Nice.
But I would Jason lock him. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, you've added a whole other meta layer to my fear of rolling with you, because now I know I'm not just losing, but you're also looking cool and making me look not cool. On top of that. So really good to know that. Hope everybody gets to get a little dose of that tonight in your system. Thank you once again to our sponsor, Old Greg. We're going to hit some rolls now. No one will ever be able to watch this stream because he did say the word that...
The one word.
I will see if it gets through, honestly. It's a little dicey, so we'll find out. But let's give him a hand for being here. Connor, thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next stream.